Opponents of Islam usually misquote chapter 4 verse 90 of the Holy Quran in a misleading way by leaving out the words in the verse until they emigrate. Also, they leave out the very next verse, which clarifies the entire point on whether this is about apostasy or not. The verse under question reads that they wish that you should disbelieve as they have disbelieved, so that you may become all alike. Take not therefore friends from among them, until they emigrate in the way of Allah. And if they turn away, then seize them and kill them wherever you find them, and take no friend nor helper from among them. This verse refers to people who turn away after they emigrate. Emigration is moving from one territory to another territory and changing political alliance. The crime described in this verse is not religious apostasy. The crime is political treason. Treason during warfare is punishable by death. Also, the very next verse makes it abundantly clear that even those who are described here as turning away from the Muslims are to be given complete peace. Allah Ta'ala says that except those who are connected with the people between whom and you there is a pact, or those who come to you while their hearts shrink from fighting you or fighting their own people. And if Allah had so pleased, He would have given them power over you. Then they would have surely fought you. So if they keep aloof from you and fight you not, and make you an offer of peace, then remember that Allah has allowed you no way of aggression against them. So no fighting is permitted against them unless they themselves wage war against the Muslims. The Holy Quran also rejects death for apostasy when it says in the verse that those who believe, then disbelieve, then again believe, then disbelieve, and then increase in disbelief, Allah will never forgive them, nor will He guide them to the right way. This is in chapter 4, verse 138. Now those who become apostates still have the door of forgiveness open to them in the presence of Allah Almighty, and no human has the right to deprive them of this door of forgiveness by killing them. Not only that, but a person can return to Islam and again become an apostate, and still there is no punishment. The verse describes that only when Allah Almighty, in His perfect knowledge of that person's heart, knows that he increases in disbelief after becoming a disbeliever the second time, then does Allah Almighty condemn that person to spiritual condemnation. But there is no worldly punishment being mentioned, and no human being has been given any right to punish him. Now, the Holy Quran categorically rejects there being any worldly punishment for religious apostasy in several places. Allah Almighty says that obey Allah and obey the Messenger, and be on your guard. But if you turn away, then know that on our messenger lies only the clear conveyance of the message. Elsewhere Allah Almighty says that admonish, therefore you are but only an admonisher, you're nothing more. You are not a warden over them. But whoever turns away and disbelieves, Allah will punish him with the greatest of punishments. Then elsewhere Allah Ta'ala also says that if your Lord had enforced His will, surely all who are on the earth would have believed together. Will you then force men to become believers? So this is the reality that the Holy Quran describes of La ikraha fi din. There is no compulsion in religion. The only way opponents of Islam can try to prove that apostasy is punishable by death in Islam is by misquoting verses, leaving out critical parts, and twisting their meaning in a way that accommodates their own purposes. Otherwise, just a simple reading of the verse itself, along with its context, completely clarifies the issue.